How's it going, everybody? Tall Tesla guy here. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. It's a beautiful tropical day in Ohio. Snowing, which I actually don't mind because it's December. I like the winter season. I like the 4 seasons anyway. And it's a great opportunity to jump out and test the car out a little bit. So they did, they put that brine solution on the roads. They did it last night, which kind of helps obviously with the melting point of the freezing point of the road, which is nice. But I wanted to take the car out, take our Tesla out. Of course we have a 2020 Model Y, long range all-wheel drive, as you guys know from watching other videos. But I wanted to see how it handles in the snow, because last time we did a video, the snow was there, but it warmed up quite a bit. It's about 28 degrees out right now, and we don't have a lot of snow, as you can tell. But we do have enough to, kind of get it on the road, and of course it's still coming. So it's a great chance to go out there and test it. I wanted to see what the difference between regen braking was and standard braking. I wanted to see what, how the car handled. We didn't do anything special with the tires. Now, a little kind of caveat to that. I'm from Maine originally, and I've never gotten winter tires. I was never onto, studded snow tires or anything like that, and I always did okay. I know that situations certainly call for them at times, but I had never done it. So I wanted to see if I'm going to need to do that with this car, not the studded tires, but just winter tires in general, and just kind of see how she kind of handles as we come up to, stops and stuff like that. Now, you can kind of tell that it's a little slick in here. Not too bad, though. Not as bad as it is on the main road, which gets a lot more traffic, oddly enough. But like I said, they did brine the roads here. We saw it last night. So I'm going to drive around a little bit. And then there's another thing, too, I wanted to check out. I talked a little bit about it in a previous video, that the car, the front of it has kind of like a hood scoop thing. Part of the design, part of the aerodynamics of it, which is fantastic. But it also collects snow. And this snow is a real, kind of wet, sticky sort of. I mean, it's cold enough to be, staying on the grass, but it's kind of a heavy snow. So I wanted to see what it does on the front of it, and then we, test kind of a theory on how to get that out of there. So, like I said, we're jumping around the neighborhood. I'm going to go to a couple areas where obviously there's no people. I'm going to hit the brakes. I'm going to speed up a little bit and throw on let the regen take over and see what we get for it. So this is test one. There's a slight curve coming up here. Nobody's out. There's no cars parked or anything like that. So I'm going to accelerate and see what the car does. So came to a pretty good stop, as you can see. A little bit of sliding. Not too bad, though. So the regen did pretty good. So I'm going to try it with the standard brakes. Again, same slight corner. I'll wait till we start to get out of there. We get past this parked car. Going about 15 miles an hour, so I'm not going fast by any means, but I'm in a neighborhood and I don't want to be dangerous. So we're going to go up here, make sure the intersection is clear. We're good, and obviously we have a little bit less snow on the road, so it might not be an issue at all. So let's try the brakes. Brakes did great. Now, I'm going to try to find another road that's got a little bit more snow, and while we're doing that, we'll talk about kind of the car features or tips, tricks, I guess, that kind of make it nice in the wintertime. So as you guys know, there's an app feature with the car. So you can get the app on app. You have to get the app. You get the app to drive the car, so you can drive it with your phone or you can use the key card. And when you're doing that, in the morning, you can precondition the cab. So not just blowing heat out of the air vents, but it actually increases the temperature in the car, which is nice. Turns on the defrosters if you need to, defrost the mirrors for you. Also, if you need to, you can turn on the seat heaters, which is really nice. And then when you get in it, the cabin is really kind of warm and prepared for you. Another thing that you can do is turn on the defroster. Now, the defroster actually defrosts the exterior of the vehicle as well, so it'll clear off the radars. It'll also clear off the cameras, and then on top of that, do the front window, the back window, and the side mirrors, which is a super nice feature if you have to park your car outside. If you get some snow on it, you don't want to have to scrape it, stuff like that. It's super, super nice. Now, we park our car in the garage, which is nice and gives us the opportunity to, just have it not as cool. Now, we don't have a heated garage, but our garage is, it's insulated. So it's about 20 degrees warmer than outside. So it was about 25 degrees last night. So it was about 45 in the garage, which was nice. So it doesn't take too long to kind of, condition the car up in the morning and get it ready to go, which is super nice. But it is a super neat feature of Tesla's. It's a super neat feature with the app that lets you kind of do it. I'm back on a road here that's got a little bit more snow on it, and I'm going to go ahead and give the brakes a test and see what I get for once I get past this intersection. See what I get for sliding on it. So let's see. I'm going to go up to about 15. So it slid around a little bit. Not too bad. The car picked up on it. Now you have traction control with the vehicle. It'll pull power away from wheels that are slipping. You know, it's a dual motor, so I can put power to the front or the back if I need to, which is super nice. And then you know, just kind of gives you a little bit more control. The Tesla Model Y, it seems to be handling pretty well now. You know, we're gonna drive around a little bit more into some of the other streets here, see if we can find a couple with a little bit more snow on them. We'll test the regen again, and we'll test the braking again, just to see what we can get. Yeah, we got a little bit more snow here, so we're going to test the regen. I'm going to get it up to about 18 miles an hour, maybe 20 right now. Okay, so she did good. So basically what it's doing is pulling power away from the wheels, pulling power away from the motor. So it's allowing the wheels to kind of stop and slow down on their own versus, you know, slamming on the brakes. You know, it slows the tires down more aggressively, and it seems to slip a little bit more. So then we're going to come up. Now that was the regen, did a pretty good job. So we're going to try the brakes now. We're sliding a little bit long. I mean, the stopping distance is a little bit further, which I suppose it probably should be because it's pulling power from different parts of the car, or different tires anyway, to get us to stop safely. So we're still kind of driving around in the streets. Now I'm not going 75 miles an hour, so it's going to be a lot different on the highway. Obviously, I'm driving on surface streets. You kind of noticed a little bit there, too, that I was skidding as I was going around the corner. Now, I was probably accelerating. I might have accelerated a little bit earlier into it to try to get out onto the street. And I did notice that some this morning, too, that you do get a little bit of fishtailing. You know, all in all, it's been a great, super comfortable drive. It was good in the morning. I did take it a lot slower just because the roads were a lot slicker than I thought they should be or thought they were going to be. It's on, kind of top, middle, bottom. So it's, supposed to be blowing up here on my body and then my feet. So, which is actually what I typically run it at. I put it at a fan speed 3, and it seems to help with the condensation in the car. I don't have a super loud fan noise, which is great. And it seems to do a good job of heating the cabin up nicely without having to make it too hot or too cold. So, I noticed that setting to be kind of a perfect middle for me in the car. So we're jumping out of the car right now. We're going to take a look at everything on the outside here and see what we can get. Like I said, I mean, you can see the snow accumulation. It's starting to build up a little bit. But when you look at the car, we don't have too much. Obviously, we've been driving around a lot. Haven't been stationary, so it's melting pretty good. But you can kind of see it accumulating a little bit on the bottom. And then on the front here. Now, this is obviously a super light dusting that you see there. All this snow here. But eventually, it will cover the radars. It'll cover all the sensors on it. And then it kind of makes a nice pan all the way across. So that's the kind of thing that we want to avoid. I noticed at one point the snow accumulated so much on the front of it that when I pulled into my garage, the distance setting, my radar setting, wasn't working. So it wasn't telling me how far away to go before I crashed into my shelf that was there. So it was just a surprise. Everything was okay. We were safe. It seemed odd that it did it like that. And then I started looking into it and realized that it's actually the defroster that defrosts the radar in the front of the car as well, in addition to the windows. So obviously to turn on the defroster, basically from in the car, let's take a look. You've got 2 buttons here, or 2 touch sensors, I guess. One of them is going to be the rear, one of them is going to be the front. One push on it gives you cold air. This actually helps balance out the temperature side of the car to help with window fog. Push it again, you're going to get the defroster. And it's super loud. So we just got home, pulled into the garage, turned off the defroster. Now, the downside of the defroster is it is so loud and it's very hot. It's a great thing that it does come out with warm air. If you had an iced window, windshields, everything like that, turning it on from the app is going to be fantastic. Driving around isn't really practical with it. Not that you'd ever need it because your car shouldn't ice up while you're driving. However, to do the front radar part of it, it is really loud and it's very warm. So, and unfortunately, all your options are putting it on high. As we get more snow, we'll drive around more and see what, kind of some positives and some negatives about it. So
Hope you guys had a fantastic day. I appreciate you guys watching, appreciate you guys tuning in. If you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. Throw in videos at least once a week. And if you're returning, thank you so much for viewing. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, having a great holiday season. Stay safe out there.